So warranty management is a difficult, but it's a solvable problem. So as we think about the warranty solution, there's a lot to it. At a high level, warranties provide security to customers who purchase expensive equipment from a manufacturer, but it can be hard to track and execute on. So what we'll be focused on today is helping you to walk away with a better understanding of how to manage warranties through connected business applications. So you'll be able to understand what the business process flow is for warranties, how portals can be helpful, and different ways that you can make that process easy for your customers. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to chat with us throughout the session. And if you want to dive into it further, we're happy to talk to you a little bit more after the session as well too. So we're going to first talk about how the warranties work. Then we'll talk about what are some different ways that people are managing warranties today. Then we'll talk about what the value of managing warranties through a portal solution might be, and then how that all flows back into CRM. So a little bit about warranties, and many of you maybe know this stuff already, but just to set expectations on warranties, there's a few different types of warranties. There's an express warranty, which is a written guarantee that's made to a customer that the product has certain qualities upon sale and generally covers parts and labor for a period of time determined by the manufacturer. And it obligates the manufacturer. So again, if you go to Best Buy and you buy a receiver from a Sony receiver from Best Buy, you typically are given a form to fill out that gives you a warranty for a certain amount of parts and coverage on that receiver that you've purchased. Now, warranties can be B2B, they can be B2C, so there's different ways of solving that problem based on the type of warranty that they are, but those are more of the contractual warranties. There's also the implied warranty, and an implied warranty is really not a specific contractual warranty, but a sentiment about your work as well too. So if you buy something on Amazon from a Chinese manufacturer or something like that, there isn't a warranty on those many times, but the way that you provide feedback if it's not working is give it a low rating. So again, it's just something where you have the ability now in today's world to be able to rate things low or to complain about something if it's not working. Now, again, is that something you necessarily design a system around, but it is a reality in the manufacturing world that some things are warranted and some may not be as much. And then there's always as is. So again, if you're selling a refurbished product, a lot of times those are as is. But then there's also an opportunity here to be able to sell extended warranties. So when you think about warranty, you think obviously a lot about your contractual obligation, but there is a business opportunity here. If you do warranties well, you can get some sentiment behind you that you're good at managing customers' issues and customer complaints, and that you can sell an extended warranty because it's going to be a good deal for your customers to look into. So that is an opportunity that comes here with doing warranties well. So don't just think about warranties as a cost and obligation that you have. It also has some opportunity to it. So from a customer standpoint, it assures that the product is functional upon arrival. It lessens the customer's risk, and it gives them some cost certainty for the original investment. So you want to have some kind of warranty to feel like that that product is going to work for a period of time. So with that kind of overall background on what warranties are, let's talk a little bit about why it's hard to do from a system standpoint, and then we'll be sharing some ideas on how to do that. So a lot of the systems that are out there for manufacturers in particular are really optimized to creating products, right? That's the main thing that you're doing, is putting together a widget or putting together the 27 parts that you need to build this receiver. That's where most people are going to spend their time and energy from a system standpoint. But when it comes to warranties, it's a different kind of a system, right? It requires some contract management. So you typically have an express warranty or an extended warranty contract that you need to understand and you need to be able to honor, that's got dates on it and things like that. If you're selling a serialized product, you want to know exactly what serial number is that you've sold so that you can tie that back to the customer. If you're going to perform functions out in the field, you may need a field service team or a distributor or repair shops in local regions that can do that work for you. You may even have to, if you think about like refrigerators, if you're GE and you're selling refrigerators throughout the country, you need to coordinate with local providers who can be authorized service technicians for your GE refrigerator, because you're not going to be driving a truck around all over to be able to service those clients directly. It also, if you are doing this and you have to remake something or service a customer, you have to allow for some bandwidth in your manufacturing process for remakes or actually being able to redistribute product out to a customer. So again, it depends on if you're making a super high volume, this is probably not an issue, but if you're making a lower volume set of custom products, it can be challenging to manage how much warranty work are you going to end up doing. There's just a cost to the business, right? This is an additional cost. If you look at your bottom line and you look at the margin that you're making on each product and you end up with a flurry of warranty work that you have to do, that's a major cost to the business that you generally don't want to prioritize. So with those challenges, let's talk about what we see today in most warranty situations. So I think there's kind of three different ways that people tend to do warranty, attack it from a system standpoint today. And let's talk about what can be the most optimal way to do this. So the most common way to do it is what I call the paper and snail mail option, which is how I feel like most warranties are handled today. And to a certain extent in the B2C world, it is challenging not to do it this way, but there's still ways that you can do it in the B2C world in a little bit better way. But the customer typically receives, a 3x5 card and fills out a form, mails it back. Probably rarely happens that they mail it back. I can say that when I buy products from Best Buy or some retailer, I don't often send my warranties back in, especially if it's a $75 product or whatever. But when they receive the card back, then they understand that the warranty is in place and they can track the registration. But when a defect comes, it's typically a case where you have to call into a customer service line. So I own a couple restaurants and we have warranties for our kitchen equipment, which is oftentimes not working very well. And I can tell you the process for when we have a problem with the kitchen equipment, the fryer or ovens or things like that. I mean, it's not very much fun. They make it challenging for us to be able to get to a customer service rep in order to be able to get. And once we finally do, then they'll generate an RMA, and then they'll have to make a decision on whether or not they're sending a tech out, whether it's covered oftentimes, and that's probably the biggest frustration that customers have, or I have from a restaurant standpoint, whether or not this repair is covered. Or there might be a case where you have to ship the product back out or ship a new product out. Or in a certain case, we actually had a situation recently where we sent back, or we called about a problem with one of our fryers, and they ended up actually giving it or refunding the money, only to find out that with some small repair work, it ended up working fine again. So that was a case where the manufacturer overreacted to the approach there. So it's always difficult if you don't know a lot about what's going on. And so you can receive a credit amount. That credit amount might get applied to you, 30, 60 days from the time that you've called in. So from a customer standpoint, this process is not very customer friendly, right? They don't really know what's going on. They have to take a bunch of action in order to be able to get in. Customer service can be difficult to interact with here. So, and when they do get a credit, it can take quite some time. So here's a second option that's a little bit more customer friendly and a little more system focused, and I call this the semi-automatics or semi-automated solution, where you provide someone with a card, for example, in the product, but they can actually go online and register a username and password, and they can actually set up a system where you've attributed that purchase to them, and then they can enter that serial number and establish the connection to the purchase. And if you then have your systems where you've got that serial number tracked, you should now know when was this manufactured, what factory was it manufactured in, what are all the details of that product, what's the version of the product, what's the variant of that product. All of those things now you should be able to know. And so then when a customer comes in and says, I'm having a problem with this product, with this deep fat fryer that we bought, 6 months ago, you can just go right online, and maybe you can even chat with a resource from customer service who can give you an answer pretty quickly about what's going on. And then when on the manufacturer side, when you receive that, now you know everything about what was manufactured, where it was manufactured, what parts are included in it, all of those types of things. And so you can more quickly dispatch and find out what might be the problem. Maybe you have a recall and this is the 200th customer who's complained about this particular product, and you had a defective product in here. You can get that shipped out right away. Again, this is the semi-automated way where you've got your ERP system connected very closely to a system that clients can connect with, and it allows you to be able to act more quickly. It's a much better customer service. But what we're really excited to talk a little bit more about today is what we consider the ideal experience, which is a portal. And now this portal experience works best in more of a B2B scenario, where you're doing a lot of interaction with that particular consumer. So in that case, the customer receives a portal information. You can set up different authentication options. And then when you sell something to them, if you know who they are as the customer, so if I'm a manufacturer who has a dealer network, now I know which dealer purchased that particular product. I've already got it registered to that particular dealer. So there's no extra work that has to happen from a customer standpoint because we have that information in there. Now, when you do have a problem, the customer or dealer in this situation has the option to identify, from a list, what product they have, indicate what the problem is, and then they can start a chat about that particular issue. They can use virtual agents to be able to do that automated bot responses potentially. You can have knowledge base available to those resources or to that dealer as well too. So it may be something that they did wrong that they can just fix if they know better how to do it. And then if there is a problem, you can have an agent take over and dispatch a resource or send a replacement or give them a credit like right away. Again, if all of your systems are connected, you can do that and provide a really great experience for your consumers, and that's just going to help improve your overall rating with the people that you work with. So that's what Callum's going to talk a little bit about the warranty administration process and then show you a little bit about how this could work for you.
Thank you, Eric, for that detailed overview. I'm going to walk us through the warranty process and how it is supported in Dynamics 365 CE, or customer engagement. It's also referred to as CRM, customer relationship management. CE is a collection of modules such as sales, marketing, customer support, and digital contact center, and field service. I'd like to start with the warranty lifecycle. Eric talked a little bit high level. Does your warranty process look like this? It's not simple. It has many moving parts across multiple departments and systems. Today, I'm going to look at 2 key steps in the life cycle: the sell product and register warranty, and warranty claims management, or getting service, basically. I would like to point out, while we are looking at the life cycle, that improving warranty management is not just about a new system. How you improve your processes and how they align with the system is critical. Let's zoom into the first key step, where we sell the product and register the warranty. Once we sell the product, any additional warranties, they need to be registered by capturing and associating the customer, the product they purchased, and the warranty terms. How this process is executed depends on a few factors. Are we selling to consumers, B2C, or companies, B2B? What channel are we selling on? Is it a physical store? Is it online, delivered from a warehouse or a third party? Is it drop shipped? Is it installed by a technician so we can capture the data at the point of install? We also have to consider the availability of data at each step in the process. Also, the product's uniqueness. Is it serializable? Finally, customer preferences are very important. Where and when do our customers want to register their warranty? As Eric discussed, the warranty registration process has evolved along with customer preferences and expectations. It is important to consider how you want your customers to perceive your organization's brand when you are building out your warranty process. Are you a high-tech company that prides itself on digital automation? Or do you sell to an audience that prefers physical mail and a more personal interaction? This will impact how you build your Dynamics warranty workload. For B2C, in-store is the ideal time to capture this data. It can be automated when the product is scanned at the point of sale and linked to the customer's profile. This functionality is supported by Dynamics 365 Commerce. For B2B, a great time would be when the technician installs the product, since they have all the information available on hand and can create customer assets on their mobile device, wherever they are. If not, the registration will have to be captured after the sale. We can always fall back to physical mail, as we saw, or capture data when they request service, but ideally, we will capture this data early so we can know who our customer is for marketing and product development, as well as having the opportunity to build loyalty. As Eric pointed out, Customer Portal is a great way to allow customers to register their product and receive support. Let's look at what the portal looks like out of the box. This is the standard customer self-serve portal in Dynamics 365 Power Pages. The portal is an external-facing website that allows users from different organizations without licenses to access their data. It takes data records presented in forms and views in our system and presents them to authenticated users, allowing them to view data records, edit data records, and create new data records. The portal can be configured and customized in many ways, from branding to content to layout, and we can even add a chat widget. The portal is secure and supports unique users logging in with authentication. This allows it to limit data access to ensure no data is exposed. In this case, we can see Jermaine is logged into the home page as an authenticated user. It shows us popular knowledge articles in case we want to troubleshoot our issue. Today, however, we want to register a product. So let's see how Jermaine does this. This is the product registration page I created for this demo based on data I configured in the Dynamics CRM field service application, which we will see shortly. Here, Jermaine can enter information regarding the furnace he has purchased. This is a simple example I whipped up based on what we have done for our other clients for their warranty management, just to show how configurable it is. Once Jermaine enters and submits the data, we can have the submission reviewed and approved, or we can automatically enable the warranty. We will see in the next step what this looks like to service reps in the back end of the system. Moving along in the warranty process, now that our customer has registered their product, they may need to make a warranty claim. This slide shows the steps of the claim process. It's not simple either. In the first step, the customer makes the claim on whatever channel suits them. Channels supported by Dynamics, Eric talked about some of them. There's quite a few. Power Virtual Agent. This is an automated chatbot that can be configured to complete the entire claim for them. Live chat on our website with an agent. Through the portal, over the internet with a web form that would gather info and create a case. They can use email. We can convert an email to a case automatically for warranty follow-up. They can also call us on their phone. Voice communication is supported with Dynamics CE Digital Contact Center, which provides a complete contact center solution out of the box. SMS messaging is another option for our customers' convenience. Finally, IoT. In this case, support and service can happen remotely based on device telemetry or be escalated automatically to dispatch a technician in critical scenarios. It also supports automated service. Once we are aware there's an issue, a case is created. Depending on the channel, this will be automatic or our agent will create the case. Back in the portal, Jermaine has already looked through knowledge articles. He was unable to find a solution, and so he needs support from us. In the support page, he can see his support tickets, and he can create a new support case in the portal. In the case, he enters relevant data, he attaches any pertinent files, and submits. Once the case is created, one of our customer service agents will review it and process it. Let's see what that looks like in the Dynamics CRM Field Service app. In this step of the process, our customer service agent has received the request and will validate the information and process the claim. They start by looking at the case details, ensuring they are all filled in. The case process will guide the rep as they work to resolve the case. All of this, the process, the form, the fields are easily configurable. Next, the rep will look at the customer info. Here is the account. This shows all the details about our customer, especially our assets and our locations. Going into this tab, we can see all of the assets they have purchased from us. Then we can drill into this asset. Here we can see the particular asset details, its parts. And on the warranty details tab, we can see the warranty information that Jermaine entered in the portal. Reviewing this, our agent can determine that the warranty is active and the product is eligible for warranty service. At this point, the customer service agent will look at the warranty type and determine what options are available and present them to the customer. If the warranty type is replace, the agent can initiate an RMA process, Return Merchandise Authorization. Dynamics Field Service CE has a built-in RMA and RTV, Return to Vendor process, that can be integrated to your ERP to complete the return. Or it can be configured to handle labels and shipping right here in CE, depending on what you want to do. There are a lot of ways to do things in Dynamics 365 Application Suite. So during initial road mapping, our architects will consider your business rules, where your data resides, as well as personas and roles that people fulfill in order to develop the optimal solution for your business. If the warranty type is repair, the service agent could create a work order. And the dispatcher could schedule a technician in the schedule board to go out and perform the service. Moving ahead in the process, the product has been serviced by the technician that was scheduled on site or in our service department after it was returned in the previous step. In order to track the details of the service, the technician will enter data into the work order. In the Products tab, they will enter parts consumed during the repair. In the Service tab, they will enter the services that were consumed. This data is important as it allows us to determine the cost of repair. Finally, they will update the work order with the resolution. It is important to be as specific as possible in capturing this data the cause, any measurements, telemetry gathered, and actions taken. This data can then be assessed manually or with the help of AI to generate insight and provide input for future design and development. Now the service is completed. The technician can generate an invoice with the data in CE if there are additional charges that are not covered by the warranty, or the work order can be passed to your D365 Finance and Operations or Business Central system, where the invoicing and return shipping functionality is set up. There are advantages to processing it in the ERP since it is a financial process that requires finance and operational rules to be upheld. However, CE is flexible enough to handle it if it makes sense for your organization. At this point, the system will automatically send a survey to your customer to ensure they're happy with their warranty service. We just saw how Dynamics CE supports the warranty lifecycle. We saw how customers can register products and request warranty service through the Power Pages portal. We saw how the agent can provide service and update the details in the Dynamics 365 Field Service app. We saw how the technician can perform the service and update the work order. Finally, we discussed how the service is finalized and invoiced. So warranty management is a difficult problem, but with Dynamics CE and Stoneridge, it is solvable. I'll pass it back to you, Eric.
Yeah, thanks, Callum. So as Scott and I talked about in the intro today, we talked a lot about the connected cloud and how important it is to have everything in the cloud and in a connected environment. And the warranty process, as we mentioned today, is a challenging one, but we have the tools and solutions here within Microsoft Dynamics with the customer engagement field service capability, with the ERP capability to really make this a tremendous benefit to your customers and increase your overall sentiment with your customers on how well you are, how easy you are to work with, and how customer friendly you are.